There's always one.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant a super blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point at all when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy.
It's the 26th of April 2021. It's Monday night. It's 7:30. And of course, it is the Tilton Talk Show. Sponsored by Boyle Sports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, and in conjunction with SAS Autos, Borsey Labour Club, the Blues Trust, Accessory Blues, and our good friend over there at the Garrison Coffee Company. Well, we've got a guest for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We certainly have. And introducing to you the team tonight, the one and only Mr. Paul Hipkiss, a.k.a. Mr. Sheen.
Good evening, all.
As always, with his robe on, Mark Adams, Mr. Robe.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's okay.
As always, with his very large breasts, Mrs. Brown.
Good evening. Hi.
On our fan cam tonight, we've got the one and only Connor. I don't know his surname, it doesn't really matter, but it's Connor.
it's guaranteed, but how are we, people?
And as a special guest tonight, we've got Birmingham City fan. He's living down south in the New Forest, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously very affluent and incredibly rich. He's our Act 4 friend, the one and only Tim Faraday.
Evening all.
How are you, Tim? All right.
Good, really good. Good to see you all, guys.
Right, okay. Right at the top of the show, ladies and gents, we have to say we've achieved safety this weekend by beating Derby. That team, obviously, as you know, I've got the goosebumps are up. As you know, that team is just up the road from me, and all the people in the pubs around here are all Derby. Well, a lot of them are all Derby supporters. I didn't do the gloat bit. You know what? Because I'm more happy about the last set of results that we've had since Lee Bowyer came in than taking the rip out of Derby County, who are still in serious trouble. They are in the same kind of trouble as we were in when we had to beat Fulham on that last game of the season. So I didn't do the gloat. I did inside. I really did. I really did. I was like, yes, go to the pub. And then when I got there, I couldn't, because they were all looking forlorn and broken and...
Or looking down, worse for wear.
Yeah.
Did they find her?
You know what? 1-0 down, and up comes the Duke. 2 headers. And for me, the best 2 bits of that game and the after that game was the video clip where we saw Duke and Lee Bowyer hugging and talking at the end of the game. That look 100%. On the Duke's face and Lee's face was a joy and a pleasure to every single Birmingham City fan. And then, and as I've openly admit it, when Lee Bowyer did his interview afterwards, the tears were just streaming down my eyes. We're in the Championship next year, ladies and gents. There you go. Right, Paul, your take on the game, quick.
Yeah, first half obviously was a battle, shall I say. I thought the goal we conceded was avoidable in 3 areas. I mean, for me, Roberts has got to stop the cross coming in, and not that it matters now, but, you know, Dean and Pedersen, you know, as well, probably could have done better, but it doesn't matter, because second half... Yeah,
you say it doesn't matter, Paul, as now for next season, right? So
you want them to learn. You want them to learn from it. But second half, I mean, wow, that was just... The changes that he made for the second half were just applaudable. You know, Sanchez, Halilovic, the 2 Flair players coming on, and San Jose as well. I thought
San Jose did a great job.
And his best game for us, I thought.
Yeah, he had a great game.
I thought he was excellent, and you know, we were just a constant threat to them second half. What a different team we were. And next season now, I'm really excited about it. You know, I'm thinking, you know, they've got this right now. Finally, you know, whoever took the decision at board level to sack Karanka and bring in Lee Bowyer, I want to say well done, because it was a great decision.
Sorry, not at board level. It was at Tilton Talk level, if you remember.
Yeah, we take the credit.
No, me and actually, Chris, I'm going to give you 49% of it. Yeah.
Got to be 53, I'm afraid.
So yeah,
it's just a shame that it takes to this time of the season every single year for us to sort it out. We could be doing much better. We could be doing much better at the start of the season. It really.
Well, it's normally it's normally a game after this, though, isn't it? Well, normally it's the last game. What are we going to do with ourselves as Blue Nose for 2 games? We're not in a dogfight, are we?
It's a little bit.
You want them now though, just to stabilise it now. Stick with him, give him time, and just stick with him for years now. Whether you know, every manager, you know, has good spells and bad spells, but you know, I've got this burning nag in my head that they're going to do something stupid at some point.
This is what I mean. I think next season we'll do brilliantly, and they'll go and do a row. They'll go and do a row.
I just hope. I really hope not. I really hope not, because they've got it right. They've got it right.
We're Birmingham City.
Paul, if and as and when the fans get back there, right, and let's hope it's the start of next season, if they upset Lee Bowyer, I think they'd better watch out, because I think they're going to underestimate the reaction that they're going to get. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely. Massive. It will be massive.
Yeah.
Now, come on. Who is excited now for next season? Guilty as
Massive.
I can't wait, but I can't stand the fact that we've only got half a stand next season.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of us kind of missed out. Yeah.
But,
there's a lot of people missed out on the games now.
Yeah.
I've got to mention as well. I have to mention as well that after 4 long years, we've scored off of Mark Roberts throwing.
It's exactly what I was going to say. It's exactly what I was going to say.
It comes down like a World Cup.
Yeah.
every single game I watch, I think, why do we do it? There's no point. And then last game, it happened. It finally happened.
I'm excited. Talk about why we're excited. I'm excited because I actually think you're probably going to be. You're not going to agree with this, but I think Cranky brought in some really good players. I really do. His coaching methods are completely inept, and he has the passion of a wet fish. But the guy, he clearly knows football. He's been in and around football a long, long time, and he brought in some terrific players. What excites me is the fact that now Lee Bowyer's there. They're all playing. They're all. Do you know what I mean? They're not just working hard. They're actually showing what they can do.
It's the old Blues, isn't it?
Exactly. That San Jose for me was the man of the match when he came on the weekend. Honestly, he just
also like
how
I also like how Roberts is now a winger out of nowhere. His crosses are beautiful.
Harley Dean's going on sort of mazy runs, for God's sake. What's that all about? You know.
You know what? The Harley Dean situation though annoys me because he won't be asked half the season. Then
but I think a lot of that was the manager. A lot of that was the manager. I really do. When he was at Brentford,
I love that celebration.
He worked hard every week. I've got a mate down here who's a Brentford season ticket holder, and he said that when we signed Harley Dean, he said, "You've just signed the best centre half in the Championship." I thought we haven't. After 5 or 6 games watching him, I thought we really haven't. Yeah. He's dog poo. You know, he's not that good at all. But under a good manager, you can see how good the player is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I thought when the kid Miller came on as well, I was impressed with him.
He's meant to be getting a start. He's meant to be getting a start, though. You said. So
he looks lively. He looks like he's got potential to me. He does.
What are your thoughts on Cosgrove?
I don't know. Yeah, I really shouldn't have him to have any opinion.
He's talked of highly in Scotland.
I think he needs to be given. He needs to be given a season. I think he needs to be given another season.
Yeah, I think for me now we're safe. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Cosgrove and Miller up front in the next game, and you know you might see Friend and Clark Salter at the back, and you know you might see a few changes.
Lift it up a bit.
You know what?
Then again, though, knowing Lee Bowyer, he'll probably want to finish as high as we can.
Finish high. Yeah, he's already mentioned that.
Yeah,
but we can only finish 14th now, can't we? I think
12.
Is it 12? Is it 12?
If all the
do you know what?
go our way,
It's a shame because we were robbed. We were robbed.
Go on, Nick.
12. We were looking at relegation 5 weeks ago. We've now finished possible 12th.
Crazy.
Of one man. The change,
it's a funny old game, Nick,
and the change of attitude.
Nick, it's not one man, mate. Honestly, God, it's Craig Gardner has to take a lot of the plaudits for this. I really think that.
Yeah, he did bail on us. He did bail on us, and then come straight back.
I know, but I just think Craig Gardner's work. I think they're working really well together. Those two.
Yeah, well, there's obviously you know a past relationship there, isn't there, from Carling Cup days? So
exactly.
Of course.
It obviously helps.
There will be a dip. There will be a dip.
Of course there will.
Okay, so the good questions just come up regarding Lecco. Any thoughts on the awful remarks on social media about John Lecco from so-called blue noses? Yeah, I didn't think that was called for, really. He's wearing the badge.
Me, Chris, I think Lecco needs this close season, right, to understand Lee's philosophy and how he wants to play the game. And I think that he could be a nifty little player. He's got to be nurtured. He's got to be pushed in the right direction. But I think he could cut the mustard.
I personally think he needs a season out on loan. I think he needs a season out on loan.
I think.
His finishing is actually awful. His finishing is awful. I think he needs a season out on loan.
Well, he's never really been in a position to finish anything, really, has he?
I can't remember who it was. They were battering us the whole game, and he had a chance to finish it in the last second of the game. He had the last shot of the game, and I think it was Brentford. Was it Brentford we drew 0-0 to?
I agree with Nigel Mann here. Lecco needs direction. That's exactly what he needs.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Paul, you say that. It's interesting you say that because I don't know what you talked about Duke and Bowyer having a big hug at the end of the game, and it was a lovely moment. But there was a moment where Duke, when the camera was panning round, he went over and he put his arm around Lecco. And I think, obviously, Bowyer rates him. And I think the reaction from Duke, I think they all rate the guy. I think they think he's a good player. So they're obviously seeing stuff in training that we obviously don't see.
We don't.
The pressure for a player with all the media speculation and the fact that he's coming to a side that was failing, let's be honest, the pressure on that young bloke, you know, the West Brom, the Baggies fans I know think he's brilliant.
The exact same thing I've been told. It was apparently 1 million was a steal. Everyone said it to me.
Yeah, I really hope for his, you know, I really hope he comes good for us. I mean, people forget as well, he hadn't played for, is it 9 months regularly when he signed for us? ACL injury. Yeah, so, you know, his movement's good. His work rate's good. He just needs a bit of coaching on his final ball and his finishing. That's all it is. If we can get that side to his game right, then he could be a good player for us.
I mean, he's clearly rapid. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. He's a silky player. Yeah, he's a silky player. He's a very silky player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chris Brown, can we keep an eye on the comments for the next 3-4 minutes?
Yeah, there's been about 260 so far. So.
It's great to have Tim Faraday here with us. We're going to find out all about his career and what he's doing lately. But we have a doppelganger in Tim. We have a doppelganger. God. And I want the actor's name. Who is Tim's doppelganger?
Pardon?
Off we go. 3 minutes. Off we go.
I didn't think you were going to go for an actor. Actually, it's interesting, but yeah.
I know who I'm going to go for.
Let the team not say. Let the public decide who the doppelganger is this week. We have a doppelganger quite often. We'll have to have a good look at your face in a minute, Connor.
Oh God.
Okay, so how many can we get? 38,000 in the main stand.
38,000.
We used to be able to.
We
used to be able to, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
right, we did.
Yeah, we used to.
Well, they put those silly seats in.
You'll probably get 38,000 clappers in there.
Yeah.
Look, we managed to build the Tilton Road in closed season. In one closed season, we built the Tilton Road and half the Cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can't shore up the foundations in a closed season, then that's going to be a very, very, very poor beginning to the season for us. And we're going to be playing in half a stadium full of people. Yes, those two stands will be full. But when the TV cameras are panning around, you'll think you're still in lockdown.
Do we know what's wrong with this? Do we know what's wrong with the foundations, though?
It's falling down.
So that's going to be more than a few months' work, isn't it?
Can we see?
Doppelgangers yet, Chris?
Sorry, yes, there's a few.
Gangers yet?
Yeah, I'll tell you the nice ones, Paul.
Brad Pitt, clearly.
Tim. Actually, somebody said Liam Neeson. Liam
I've heard that
Neeson.
before, actually.
Ron Atkinson.
Yeah, cheeky.
No.
Not having that. Not having that.
Robin Williams.
That's a
No.
good one.
Blakey
I am
from
Robin Williams.
Blakey from
I
On
am
the
Robin
Buses.
Williams.
Not Kenneth Williams.
No, Blakey from On the Buses.
Oh, no.
Cheeky sods.
Paul Heaton. Paul Heaton.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good ones there. Les Dawson.
You can go off, people.
Sean Bean.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Sean
Do
Bean.
we honestly think though that like football grounds will be allowed to go back up to full capacity for the start of
No.
next season?
I think
No.
it'll be another year.
No,
It'll
we're not
be a
gonna
year.
see
Yeah. So I think by
Zero,
I think by the time that I hope by the time we're all allowed to go back that it'll be open then. I hope it'll be ready.
It's only 25k for the Euros, isn't it? So
Does anybody know if work has started yet, please? Though, if there's anybody out there that walks past the ground on a regular occasion, are there any diggers out there? Is there anything activity going on?
I think
No.
it's all. I think it's all in place. Yeah, I think
I
it's all in. I think it's all in. I think it's all in place to be started on pre-season, Nick. I don't think they can start on it while we still need to play on it.
Right.
it's all right. It's all right. We'll go to the Rico with Coventry.
Yeah, I know.
Solly on Wars.
I'd rather stay and watch it on the telly than do that.
Yeah.
No, don't mock it. You know what I mean? It could be.
You never know what's going to happen.
No,
you
no,
never
no.
know.
No, it could happen.
Okay, question, Tim. Tim, in your opinion, who do you think is going to get relegated this season?
Well, I think Wickham are gone, aren't they?
Yeah, don't they?
Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, what's the situation with their points deduction? How many did they have? 9 points taken off them? Or?
Yeah, it was 12-9. It was 12
Well, it was
to
always
9.
going to be hard for them anyway. I don't rate their squad. I mean, Barry Bannon's probably. I mean, I know he's ex-Villa, but I mean, he's a decent player. He's one I think we should go in.
You
for,
said
if
the
I'm honest.
word.
Sorry.
We're
sorry.
not going for
Sorry.
Barry Bannon. We're not going
Sorry.
for Barry Bannon. I cannot
I
stand the bloke.
rate the guy, and I think he's got a lot of nous. But anyway, he's not going to keep them up, was he? Their squad is paper thin. I think Derby. I just think Derby are going to go.
Yeah,
I do. I think
Yeah,
Rotherham have got a bit about them, haven't they?
But the thing is, though, Tim, I think Rotherham need to win 2 of their games.
I
can't
think
see
they
that.
can. I think they can. Yeah, I do. They've got a bit about them. I thought when we played them, they played really well, and they've got a real work ethic, a bit like us now under Bowyer.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't honestly think these games lumped in together is going to worry them.
Shall we let them leave for 2 weeks?
No, he might not want to come back.
Oh, well, come on.
I think the table will finish as it is.
Yeah,
I
me
honestly
too, Mark.
I think
Could do,
Rotherham will
couldn't
go. I think Rooney will stay up by the skin of his teeth.
No, I can
He's
see. I can see Derby dropping. I can see Derby dropping.
Yeah.
Did you
I can't see him
see
getting another point, Derby.
Did you see Rooney's face at that final
I
whistle?
was about to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that, Nick. Yeah, his face.
Picture
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're where they are 4 or 5 weeks ago when we were under Cranker. They can't buy a win. I mean,
No.
let's be honest. Normally, when they go one up, they do okay. When they go one up against Birmingham, when anyone goes one up against Birmingham, generally we struggle to get a win, don't we? Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Recently,
Yeah,
but we that second half they gave up. They were 1-0 up and they gave up. You know, so I just think they're doomed. I really do.
Did they give up then? Or did we out-muscle them and out?
Well, there is a bit of that, Nick. You're right.
But-
Yeah.
You know what I
we
mean?
played them off the. I think we played them
Yeah,
off
we
the
did.
park second half. Yeah,
We
we
did.
were excellent.
Yeah, but they didn't
Yeah.
have that. They didn't have that kind of blood or thunder attitude in the second half, did they? That they did in the first half.
No,
So
they just couldn't cope with the changes that we made. Lilovic and Sanchez, and
yeah,
them two in particular, and San Jose as well. And obviously we still had Duke on, and they just couldn't cope with us in the second half. We were too good for them.
With Halilovic, I'll be devastated if he doesn't stay next season. I'll be devastated
too.
if he doesn't.
We
I'll be
definitely need him.
devastated.
do you think he'll stay or not?
He's a very good player. I wouldn't be surprised if someone above us goes for him. To be honest,
Yeah,
I'd love him to stay. I'd love him to stay. But he's got that relationship with Sunic as well, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah. He's got that.
We didn't really get the doppelganger, so Connor, was your thought the same as my thought? And that's the guy that's in EastEnders.
Nah,
Really?
I was going to say, looks like the person out of Up.
Out of who?
Hook. That's Robbie Williams.
The cartoon film. The
Oh,
cartoon.
right, okay.
Oh.
Alex McLeish, we've had. Alex McLeish, Eddie the Eagle.
Alex McLeish, that's a shout.
Ian Dowie, yeah.
Oh, Ian Dowie, that's just harsh.
Ian Dowie's a bit far. It's a bit far.
Okay, Tim, as you mentioned, Barry Banner, that leads us on to the next part of the show, which is the banners that have been displayed around the city centre. Chris, enlighten us more.
Apparently there were a lot of banners at Derby as well. I don't know how they get to do it, but you know, well done, lads. And I'm going to put up a picture now of outside Pride Park. You lot won't be able to see them, but the audience will. Yeah, so these banners were outside Pride Park on Saturday.
And what were they?
Okay, so one was saying we're 100% behind the men's and women's teams. Dong and BSHL not trusted. You don't have the support of the fans. Probably true.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so well done to those guys that are doing that. Yeah.
But they've been doing it all over, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have done it. And also,
they put it on the bull in Birmingham as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Go on, Nick.
You mustn't forget, ladies and gents, that with the Blues Trust and the Tilton Talk Show, there is an open letter going to the board very shortly. And we'd all like to sign that. We'd all like you to sign that online digitally.
Yep.
Done that.
And the only thing is as long as you agree with the sentiments of the words that are placed in that letter, and if you don't, please don't sign it, right? No. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's a democratic choice to either sign it or not sign it. Go on the Tilton Talk page. You'll find it there.
Yeah, it's at the
blah,
top,
blah, blah.
Top, yeah. I can also say, got to mention the Mail tonight as well, so Birmingham Mail.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't get the Birmingham Mail up here, Chris. So what's going on?
They've highlighted the petition, the Blues Trust, and Tilton Talk the Blues Trust. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And Craig Courtney on Radio WM on a regular basis as well.
He's like that.
Yeah, good.
Am I right in saying as well that the Birmingham Mail, the score from our game on Saturday was Derby 2, Birmingham 1?
Was it?
Is that what I said?
That's not like them. To get it wrong.
The Birmingham Mail hates us, really, don't they?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And the EFL.
Yeah, the Birmingham... Yeah, and the EFL, of course.
Everybody hates us, but we don't care.
The Millwall of the Midlands.
Yeah, but we don't
Millwall of the Midlands. We are. Stephen Gill says...
Doppelganger, Tim. Who was it? Who you get called it the most then?
I get called Gordon Ramsay a lot. So much so that I was at a sort of a work acting thing, and he was there, and people were walking up and getting us to take our photos together because we look a lot alike.
Yeah,
he's got more hair than me, and he's had his lines done. He's got a lot more money, and he's had all the injections in here, hasn't he? So he's had the lines done
completely.
Say again?
Take your glasses off completely. A little Gordon Ramsay pose. Let's go.
Oh dear.
Well, that's what he does, doesn't he? Swears. So that's the quickest I could think of something.
I can never. Yeah,
that's what I get. I get that a lot. I get the Gordon Ramsay thing a lot. Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what I would have said, Tim? You know, if you put your glasses on again, I was going to say Michael Douglas in Falling Down.
I'll take that. I mean, that's good. But listen, Ian Dowie. Let's do it.
Ian Dowie.
Be nice. I'll take Michael Douglas all day long.
Who put that comment? Let's Dawson down because I want to shake that guy's hand.
No.
Somebody else has said Gordon Ramsay as well. So
So Tim, talk us through how you became a Blues fan. And who you first. What was your first game, and who was your first favourite player?
Crikey. Okay. Well, look, I mean, I lived in Guildford. I grew up in Guildford in Surrey, and we didn't really have a team there.
I was in the army.
Local to us. Were you at Aldershot, Nick?
Yeah.
Did you say you were in the army? Yeah. So Aldershot was my local team, and in fact, when I was 16, I went down there.
In that old. Do you remember that old arch they had on the roof?
Yeah.
I was there one Saturday. I bet you was there. I think you was. I thought, so good. There's Gordon Ramsay up there.
Gordon Ramsay over there, knocking up a souffle. We didn't really have a team, but my mum had a boyfriend at the time who was a mad Chelsea fan, and I was a really, really big football fan. And he took me to Stamford Bridge. It was 1975, and he took me to Stamford Bridge with my brother. And I just remember being in awe of this huge stadium and all these people and screaming and shouting. It was just the most wonderful thing. And over in the corner was this set of fans
I was there.
leaping up and down and singing and shouting for the Blues, even though they were playing in a different colour.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite work it out. And I said to the chap, that my mum's boyfriend at the time, can we go and stand with them? Because they sound like they're having the right laugh. And that's literally how it happened. He said, no, that's the away team. That's Birmingham. Yeah. And that's how it was born. And I've literally been an avid Blue Nose from that day.
Tim,
crazy, really.
What year was that, Tim?
1975. It was against Chelsea, and I think we lost.
And Tim, was it a cup game or a league game?
No, I don't think it was, because I've looked. I don't think it was the cup, because we played him in the cup that year.
We did. We did, yeah, because I was there.
No, it was. We lost. It was a league game, and we lost 2-1. And I think Mickey Droy and Butch Wilkins were in their team, and I think we had Big Joe Gallagher at the back. I know that, and just purely because I've looked online since, but I'd never remembered at the time who was playing for us, to be honest with you. But obviously, I'd heard of Trevor Francis, and he was a big hero of mine anyway. And that was just the icing on the cake when I realised he played for Birmingham. You know,
it'd have been Malcolm Page, Trevor Francis,
Roger
Page,
Roger
Hind,
Pendry and all that. Gary Pendry and
Gary Pendry probably.
Do you know what?
Too early for Pendry, I think.
Dave Latchford in goal probably.
I do wish is that I could take all the youngsters back in time just for one of those games at St Andrews. When you think St Andrews is noisy now, right? God, By my crying out loud, the 70s were different, a different kettle of fish, and I promise you.
Yeah. I can imagine.
So
I can imagine.
Top starting. Oh,
so that was my first ever game, and I guess my favourite player was Bob Hatton.
Oh yeah.
In that era, just because he'd have fitted into the Lee Bowyer side today, wouldn't he? With that work ethic and sleeves up and just charging around like a mad thing. Loved Bob Hatton and Joe Gallagher, who for me was the best centre half we've ever had. Was in that squad as well.
The best I ever did was with Joe, because he played in the very first game that my dad took me to, and then I got to interview the man. You know what? Mate, I got to talk.
You talk about your goose pimples. You're talking about that now. I get them now.
Yeah, mate.
Mark, do you want to come in, Mark?
140th anniversary meal. You know, I was a couple of years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And I spent an hour with him. You know, he just had so much time for us.
He does.
Lovely.
He works in your area, Paul. He's in Solihull.
He's just round the corner. He's just round the corner. Yeah. I see him.
I was sat next to him. 2005. I was sat next to him at the Baggies away, and he's so good. I mean, obviously, it was before my time. Like, I didn't get to see him myself, but he's such a nice guy to talk to. I knew who he was. I obviously knew who he was. My dad was. My dad was more starstruck than I was.
Yeah, he's always got time for you as well. Always.
Yeah. I've met. I was going to say, going back to Bob Hatton, is it fair to say he was underrated?
Definitely.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not by Blues fans.
I think
really rated.
I think he didn't get the plaudits really.
No, that's true.
Plaudits should have done, yeah.
He was, for me, he was the workhorse with Francis and Latchford, wasn't he? He was the one that rolled his sleeves up and charged about, and they got all the plaudits. Really.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And Connor on Fancam, mate. Same question to you. Your first game and your favourite player.
I'll be honest. My first game, the first game I remember going to was the Portsmouth, and it was 5-0, not 5-1.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we absolutely thumped them? Darren Anderson got a goal.
Yeah.
That's the first game I can remember. It weren't my first game, but it's the first game I can remember.
Yeah.
That was my, and to be fair, what a game to remember. But
remember it, yeah.
Yeah.
On telly as well.
But is that why you became a Blues fan, or was you a Blues fan?
No. I had been to games before. I just couldn't answer which was my first game. I just couldn't answer which was my first game. When I was younger, my favourite player would have either been between, I'd probably say Forsell or Gary McSheffrey, purely for the fact I was a mascot when I was about. I can't remember what season it was. We played Sheffield Wednesday. I was a mascot, and Gary McSheffrey was top goal scorer in the championship at the time. And I walked out with him. And ever since then, I loved him. He smashed it in the championship. Then in the later years, of course, I was only 14, 15 when we won the Carling Cup. But Nikola Zigic, you've got to love him because he was clinical in the whole build up to winning the cup. He scored all the crucial goals. He's just a lovely bloke, Eddie, scoring 4 goals against Leeds.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant.
We'll come to you, Connor, by the way. We'll come to you 1 to 11 in a minute. Yeah. But tell us about you, what you do and what you're about.
What do you mean? In terms of work?
What do you do for a living?
Everything. Yeah, go on.
I didn't catch what you said.
So what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
I'm a machine driver. I'm a digger driver.
Oh my God, he's going to dig up the Blues.
I'm going to knock the stand down. I'm going to knock the stand down and get the planning permission to get that old stand sorted.
I've got a question.
Back up for us.
I've got a question for you as well, Connor, from somebody called Dennis Bohemian. I don't know who he is. I ain't got a clue. It says, can you ask Connor who's the best butcher in the Midlands is?
Tony G. Butchers.
There you go.
Tony G. Butchers, the best in the Midlands.
Good plug.
Right,
he owes me a tenner.
Okay, Tim, then back to you. Tell us about yourself and what you're doing lately and nowadays. Match just started, Leicester Crystal Palace. I'll keep you updated on the scores, by the way.
So, what am I doing at the moment, work-wise?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a series at the moment called Outlander, being shot in Scotland. So, I'm not in Scotland at the moment. I'm going back in a couple of weeks' time to finish it off. But I've been up there doing an episode of that, which has been fun. I play a character called Jacoby, who's like a merchant seaman, kind of just a bit of a baddie, really. My usual cast.
Sorry. Can you just get makeup in, mate, and just give you one second?
Yeah, I'm a bit shiny. I've just seen that. I'm a bit shiny. Prior to that, I was back in February. I did a little bit on a thing called The Power, which is another series for Amazon, one of these Amazon series, but that's global, so that's going to be quite big. And then just before Christmas, I was in The Pilgrim, the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
I thought that was up in Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was good. I had a little bit in that, only a cough and a spit. And then back in the October, I've been really lucky through lockdown, actually. I've had, my career's got better during lockdown. I think it's to stay, personally. I played the lead in a feature film called On the Other Foot, which has got a lovely message. It's about racism, actually, which is obviously, all around us, isn't it, in football?
It's massive at the moment.
About anyway. And it's about racism, and I play the lead in it. I'm this guy, Billy Pitcher, he's a bit of a racist kind of guy stuck in his ways. There's a beautiful family and daughter, and his daughter starts dating a black guy. And it just unravels in front of me. It's very funny. It's directed by a wonderful director, a guy called Freddie Nwaka, a Nigerian English guy, who directs it, and it's brilliantly handled. And I think it's going to do really well, actually.
Right, remind us what it's called again, Tim.
It's called On the Other Foot. It's got a cameo performance from Peter Andre and his son Junior. They crop up in it, and there's some nice actors in it. It's going to be good.
It's available now on there.
Well, I think we're looking at a July release for that.
July. So that's going to be in closed season. Every single Birmingham City fan on the other foot, as soon as it comes out, watch it, and most importantly, give a review.
Please.
Yep.
Give a review.
You got into acting. How did you become an actor?
Give a review.
And nobody mentioned Les Dawson, for God's sake. Les Dawson. I don't get over that. Les Dawson.
We've had
How did I get
Crazy
into acting,
Squirrel,
Paul?
we've had Les Dawson.
Hang on. Go on, Paul.
I was just going to say, Tim, how did it come about? Like, how did you get into acting? Like, how did you become an actor?
Well, it's a bit of a weird old road in, really. I mean, I always wanted to do something, sing in a band or do something, and I used to mess about in a band, and we were rubbish. We were like a garage band, heavy metal band back in the sort of early 80s, and we were pretty awful. And one of the backing singers was an actress, and she and I had a little bit of a thing together, and we went along to an audition, and they offered me a part in it. And not her, so we obviously fell out over that. And I did that and really enjoyed it. And I started doing a bit of amateur dramatics and bits and pieces like that. And then thought, well, I'll go to drama college and learn how to do it properly. So I auditioned for RADA, which is the only drama school I've ever heard of. Yeah. And I was offered a place on the 3-year course. And then the bill arrived in the August. So I was set to go in the September, and the bill arrived for the first year. And it was just colossal. I couldn't afford to go. We were working class family. My mum was on her own, single mum. Couldn't go. So in the end, I just got a job, and I trained as a paramedic and did that. And then thought, well, maybe one day I'll be an actor, but don't know how. And then I worked as a paramedic for a few years, and my girlfriend died in a car accident. And I thought, right, that's it now. I'm going to stop doing stuff for other people. I'm going to do something for me. So I took the plunge and went to drama college then. So it was 1995. I did a postgraduate 1 year, came out, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow. Fantastic.
You know what?
Yeah.
If there's a round of applause that we could give tonight, we'd all give it. There you go. Well done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hang on.
Just have the clap off the Talk and Talk team.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Or this one.
Nearly.
And how about some of the films you've been in as well, Tim? Because you've got a massive collection of films there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been really lucky, mate. I mean, I've done some nice theatre too. I was in the West End for a year doing an Alan Ayckbourn trilogy. And that was brilliant. I've toured all over never played Birmingham in a theatre play. Bizarre. Got to do that. Yeah. But everywhere in really lovely theatre jobs. But yeah, television and film is kind of where I've earned my money, really, and made my living. I've been really lucky. I've worked with some wonderful people. I've worked with Martin Scorsese in a film. I've worked with Who. I've worked with Guy Ritchie in Snatch. I did Legend with Tom Hardy. I've been very lucky with my films. I've just mentioned that film On the Other Foot that I played the lead in. And television, really, I've done loads. The Bill, EastEnders, Casualty, all the usual stuff.
I knew it. EastEnders, I knew it.
Yeah.
It's him.
I did that.
Him. I promise you.
Did a few episodes of that and Call the Midwife and Trial and Retribution and lots of good quality drama.
I would actually say Snatch and Legends are probably two of my favourite films. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, brilliant films.
Two of my favourite films.
And you've got
so many. What's the most number of takes you've ever done at a scene?
Yeah. Well, I did a thing called Peep Show.
You were in Peep Show as well?
Yeah, I was a doorman in Peep Show, and I'm filming.
God!
And one of my lines was, "Are you gay, pal?" That was one of my lines. And the two lads, Mitchell and Webb, were they just went every time we did it. So we must have done 25 takes of that, and by the end of it, the director was a little bit. I think he was probably getting to the end of his tether. But that was that one. But to be honest with you, I go in generally for one episode of stuff, 2 episodes, 3 if I'm lucky.
I can't believe you didn't mention the Peep Show then.
Well, I mean, I've been in a few things where I've been in 8, 9, 10 episodes, but generally I'm a character actor that goes in and does one ep and then leaves the series or gets killed off or whatever. So if you go in for one episode and you can't remember your lines or you mess up, it doesn't look great. So I always try and make sure I get it right.
Get out.
Yeah. In your career, how many times have you died?
Oh, just lost.
God, lots, Nick.
I know.
Lots.
We'll be back. How many times have you died in your career?
Who knows? I mean, quite a few times. There's a lovely actress called Nicole Faraday. We're not related. And she was in Bad Girls. I don't remember. She played a character, I think at Blossom, she played, or something in Bad Girls. And she hanged herself in an episode. And I was in a thing called Murder in Mind, where I was made into a curry with the lovely Tim Healy. BBC. So I was murdered on BBC One at 9 o'clock, and she killed herself on ITV at 9 o'clock on the same night. And the papers and Radio Times and various people got hold of that and thought we were husband and wife, I think, and made a big thing of it. So I was killed in that. I mean, I guess, 10% of the stuff I'm in, I meet a sticky end.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened then. It just disappeared.
And how much preparation goes in, Tim? So when let's say me now, I'm I don't know, I've been called up to Scotland to play a part in a certain film. How much preparation would have to go into it, even if I'm just doing like a couple of lines? Or
not a lot, Paul. To be honest, you're doing a couple of lines. Generally, what happens, these days you do a Zoom, interview. You do an audition self-tape, and you get the nod, yay or nay. In fact, it's very rarely nay. You don't hear anything. But if you get a yay, you then get a call from production. They say, come on up, and they arrange it. They sort you out. They get you up there. And the reality is, you walk on set. You meet the actors for the first time and the director for the first time. Some of them you may have worked with before, obviously. But you walk on set and that's it. You say your lines. Literally. There's no rehearsal.
I reckon, Tim, you should give us all a line now, and we should see if we can pass the audition.
Critique it, Paul.
I'm ready.
I'll have a little think and maybe give you all a line before we finish.
Just don't do the Peep Show one again.
It's the better one. There's 6 members on this Zoom team tonight. We've all got to do a line.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what it means.
Get us all to do the same scene, and then let us know. Let us know who's the best.
Don't forget.
And our viewers can vote as well.
And somebody's mentioned the In-Betweeners. Don't forget the In-Betweeners, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was. To be honest with you, the In-Betweeners was a funny one because it was when we did it. We got sent the scripts for the pilot episode. It was called Baggy Trousers for Bork Television, and it was bloody awful, if I'm honest. When I read the script, I thought, this is terrible. And when I went and did it, I didn't think anything was going to go with it. I thought it was just going to be one of these pilot things that just fizzled out. But something told me on set when we did it, and a mate of mine, Andy Brooke, was in the bar scene with me on that. And he and I remember we said, this is going to do all right, this, I think. look at it. I mean, the rest is history. It's just been massive.
Inventory is brilliant.
Still on, isn't it, as well? And Dave Twiner says, asked him about appearing on Carrot's Detectives, and did he talk to him?
Right. Okay. Well, that's hilarious because it's interesting that he knows I was on that. I mean, that was before I even went to drama college, and I wrote to, I think it was Ed Bye, who was the director on it. And I wrote to his agent and said, "Look, I want to be an actor. I'm a big Birmingham City fan, and can I meet Jasper Carrot?" And they had me on, and I did a thing called Canned Confidential, I think.
Yes.
Canned
Carrot.
Confidential.
Yeah. And I met Jasper, and we did this kind of Mickey take of the Levi's advert where I'm bathing in the water. Before I was fat, I had a bit of a better body then, and I was bathing in the water, and his head came up between my legs with a snorkel on, and he said, "What's the matter? You never seen a snorkel before?" And that was the gag. And we did that. And because we got on really well, and he knew I was a mad blue nose, he said, "I'll get you on the Detectives." And that's how it happened. So I ended up doing a little bit on that. But that was before I went to drama college.
Wow.
And I played a naked man. There's something very weird here going on with me and Jasper. I played a naked man on that as well. But yeah.
Tim, when I was younger, that was actually my nickname because I looked a lot like him when I was younger.
Did you?
Yeah.
Great guy. Have you guys met him? He's a real character.
We've been trying to get on, but
you know what? Craig Courtney, get on it. Get on it. Let's get Jasper Carrot on a show.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Tell you what, Tim, if you're still in touch with him, please, I'm begging you. That's one bloke I would so love to chat to.
Well, I could probably pop a little message to his agent or something and see if there's anything he could do. Definitely. He's a mad blue nose, isn't he?
We know. I mean, look, I remember him running around the pitch that day. Was anybody else there? Were you there, Chris?
Yeah.
When was that? What game was that?
Wembley.
Wembley.
Wembley, yeah. Wembley.
Also,
no, we did it at St Andrews.
I don't remember that.
He did it at St Andrews when we opened the railway end.
Of course he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was at the 140th anniversary meal. He played in his band. Were you any of you there at that?
No,
it's not that one.
No. We're not in the clique. We're not in the clique.
Great night, that was a good night. Tim, we do 150th. We've got to go. You've got to go because they're brilliant nights. Those.
Yeah. Should we come on to Tim's one? Should we come on to Tim's 1 to 11?
Or do you want to do Connor's first? Build up.
Whichever.
You ready, Connor?
All right. I'm easy.
Okay. Yes, I've heard.
He's gone off the right.
He's gone off again.
No, I haven't gone off.
He's still there.
I'm still there.
All right.
Well, I'm about to pick a couple. I'm about to pick a couple. Right, so it's either be Mike Taylor or Hart in goal.
Okay, we can't see you, by the way.
I know. I've got it all down in my notes. That's fine.
Here's Leicester 0 Palace 1.
I've got Carr, Scott Dan, and John. The only reason I've picked Scott Dan and Johnson is because of how good they were together.
Definitely.
That's the only reason I picked him. But I've also had to put Kenny Cunningham involved in there as well. Got Stan Lazaridis, Ferguson, and then it's between. And I know not many fans like Sorry. I know not many fans like Savage. I know not many fans like Savage, but he's got to go in there. Yeah, Gardner, Larson, Force out, and do Gary.
I can tell you now, Connor, and I know that you didn't listen to that show. Savage redeemed himself on this show, and I guarantee you, he brought a lot of love back for himself on this show live.
Definitely.
And did he? Did he come on the show? Did he?
There's one thing I wanted to do was come on to the pitch at St Andrews at half time and just turn around and applaud everybody. Right? Paul Devlin was listening. Within 5 minutes, it was organised.
Amazing.
But the thing is, wasn't a speculation about why he left to go closer to his family, and it turned out his family were closer to Birmingham.
Listen, you know what? Listen, Connor. After this show, go back into the archives, find that show out, and listen to it to yourself. I'm not going to go into details as to what he said.
Have a listen to it. It's a great
judgment.
It's a great show.
I'll have a listen.
I'll have a listen. It was one of the best shows we've done.
So Connor, you got Cunningham right back then with Dan and Johnson centre halves, and who's your left back?
Well, I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. Left back, who would I go for?
Granger, Murphy, Ridgewell.
Yeah.
I'd say Ridgewell, but no, not really. I'll probably go Granger. I'll probably go Granger. Yeah, probably go Granger. I wouldn't go Ridgewell, no.
Isn't that about 15 players now?
No, I did say I couldn't name an 11. I did say I couldn't name an 11.
Okay.
I've tried my hardest there. I've tried my hardest.
Okay, mate. No worries. And Tim?
Who's your manager?
Oh, sorry. Who's your manager and captain?
Manager. Unfortunately, I'm only 24 years old, and we've had pretty pathetic managers in my time. So I'm gonna go with Bowyer because of how well he's formed at the moment, and hopefully he'll push us forward.
Good choice.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I think Connor's team would do well at Twickenham.
Yeah.
I couldn't name 11.
Okay.
Okay, and then sorry, your captain, Connor. Captain.
Oh, it'd be Savage.
Okay.
It'd be Savage.
Yeah. Okay. Over to you then, Tim. The floor is yours. 1 to 11.
Right. Well, you're gonna have to retire this segment after this team. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I promise you.
All the shirts.
So, but number one, we've had so many brilliant goalkeepers. It's a really difficult position to pick.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a case for so many. I mean, obviously recently Hart and Foster and, Ian Bennett. What a wonderful player he was. I'm a big fan of Bennett,
Yeah.
But for me, and again, you go way back in time, we've always had traditionally Jeff Wellens. What a keeper he was, underrated. But for me, Tony Coton, there isn't anyone like Tony Coton. I mean, the guy was an absolute beast, wasn't he? For those of us that can remember him, and he was a brilliant shot stopper and just great in the 6-yard box and came out for everything and lovely bloke and etc. So Tony Coton, number one. Left back, again, really tricky, but I've gone for Granger purely because he had that wand, didn't he? That left foot.
Yeah.
And just he got forward and got goals and he was just as hard as, probably still is, as hard as nails and no one's going past him on the outside, are they? Just put it that way.
No.
Just a great player. And my right back, now this is, I struggled. We had some brilliant right backs, but I wanted to put this guy, who was actually a left back, I wanted to get him in the team. So I've had to put him as right back. And that's Mark Dennis. Now, Mark Dennis, for those of you who don't remember, was possibly the hardest man. His spit would be harder than me.
Yeah.
He's the hardest man that I think I've ever met. And a brilliant player, and again, really underrated. So I went for Mark Dennis, just shoehorning him in the side, really. Imagine those two, wingers trying to go past those two. Just wouldn't happen. My two centre-halves, I mentioned him earlier, Joe Gallagher. For me, the best centre-half that never got a full England cap.
Yeah.
I think he got a B, didn't he?
He did get a B, yeah. He got a B.
Yeah. But he never got a full cap. Was he a Rolls Royce.
He's before my time, but was he better than Steve Bruce?
Oh, all day long. All day long.
Different player as well, really.
Steve Bruce. Yeah. I don't think Brucey was a great player. And again, never got an England cap, did it? No. Ridiculous. But Steve Bruce used to get pulled out of position. He did get pulled out of position. And if he didn't have a centre-half with him, when he was younger, if he didn't have a centre-half with him that kept him, in the right spot, it used to get pulled out of position. Joe Gallagher was never out of position, ever. Brilliant player. Cropped up with the occasional goal, didn't he, as well, going forward. Just a sublime footballer, really. Yeah. And next to him, my other centre-half, I've gone for Noel Blake, just because he was as hard as nails, And another one that just... Who's going to... Imagine the centre-forward going up against Noel Blake. Must have been absolutely
scary.
Terrifying.
Crikey. Throwing the life out of you.
But again, another one that just used to roll another proper blues player.
Yeah.
A proper blues player. I know he played for Villa earlier in his career, but what a player. So that would be my back four. I've gone 4-3-3. So my left-sided midfielder, I think Connor, you picked him, Lazaridis.
Yeah, Lazaridis all
brilliant.
Lazaridis.
We've not had many wingers that could actually cross the ball at speed while they're running at speed. He was one that could do it. Again, a great left foot. He used to get goals. He was underrated, Lazaridis. A proper hard nut as well. He wouldn't back him down from anyone.
Yeah.
So again, I've gone for Lazaridis on the left, and on the right, I've gone for Archie Gemmell. Right side of midfield, Archie Gemmell. Archie Gemmell was possibly one of the finest players we've ever had at Blues. We had him at the end of his career, but we had 18 months out of him, I think. And the bloke was just sublime. He really was. So massive fan of Archie Gemmell, and I put him on the left side of midfield. And my centre midfielder, and we've never replaced this bloke in 20-odd years, is Mark Ward.
Yeah.
Mark Ward. Now, we've had Barry Ferguson. There was lots of people I could have put in there. But Mark Ward, for me, was the best centre midfield player again I've ever seen at Blues.
Yeah,
I know he was playing in that era where we weren't in the top division, but
I do think it's hard not to put Barry Ferguson in the squad, though. I think.
Well, he's in my reserves. He's obviously in my reserves. But I understand what you're saying, Connor. But Mark Ward, for me, he was just sublime. He just had everything. And bizarrely, Everton and West Ham, they played him as a winger. He wasn't a centre. Barry Fry put him in the middle.
It's funny you should mention Mark Ward, because the other day it was the 26th anniversary of the Otto windscreens. And if you watch that pass he gave out to Otto on the wing just after Tatey won the ball, that is just
sublime.
Watching it again is sublime.
He was a genius. Honestly, the guy was a genius. I think he had a few issues on and off the pitch, and certainly off the pitch after his career. And I think he had a few while he was playing, didn't he? Which may have held him back. But my God, he could play the game, that boy. He really could. So
definitely.
Up front, I've gone for King Trevor on the right side of the front three. And again, Trevor Francis, I mean, he was just extraordinary, wasn't he, for us? Well, and for Notts Forest. And when you look at Brian Clough, I mean, the man knew football, and he took him and Kenny Burns. He wasn't stupid, was he? And Kenny Burns was my left-sided attacker. I've got him up front playing on the left. So I've got Francis on the right, and I've got Kenny Burns on the left. And in the middle, I've got the best number 9 that's ever pulled on a shirt for us, and that's Nick Harford.
Mickey Harford,
See, I don't want to come across as stupid, but I weren't born when Trevor Francis was playing.
I know, mate, and that's fair enough.
He weren't in my era. So
just go online and have a look at some footage.
So unfortunately, I've missed out Jude Bellingham there, which I feel terrible about now.
Everybody. And what Tim's just said to you, buddy, right? Do go online and have a look at Trevor Francis. Have a look at Frank.
No, don't get me wrong. I've watched him. I've watched his YouTube. I've watched him on YouTube, but he just weren't at my time. I thought he had to be more time.
I couldn't pick him in mind either. Obviously, you can only pick the players that you've seen, can't you, yourself?
Exactly that. And your team, Connor, I have to say, I'd like that team now.
You'd love nothing more, wouldn't you? You'd love nothing more.
When we do this every week, you know, whether it's with an ex-player or, you know, whoever's picking these teams, it just makes you realise how many good players we've had over the years, you know.
And got rid of them.
We had Chris Burke on the other week, and his team. You know, you think to yourself, well, if we had that team now, you know, and you know,
half that team.
If we had him and Marlon King now in our squad, mate, it'd be different gravy. It'd be different gravy.
You mentioned Frank Worthington. Well, that bloke was just a genius. But I thought about him in my 11, but he wasn't with us long enough, really. And he was kind of at the end of his career, wasn't he? When he came to us.
When you look at what he did for Leicester, oh my God! Some of the goals that he scored were like, they were just worldies, weren't they?
That goal he got for Bolton. Do you remember the goal he got for Bolton?
I've seen that, Tim. Yeah. And who's the captain and manager, Tim?
Well, the manager's Barry Fry. Just because I just love the bloke. I've met him a few times, and he's one of the nicest people you ever meet, and he's just Blues through and through, isn't he? He's the one we can't get hold of. So if you're in the mood after the show, give him a tinkle. I'd love to get him on. I think he'd be great entertainment on the show. He really would. He's a wonderful bloke. So he'll be between him and Jim Smith. In actual fact, can I have two managers? Can I have Jim Smith and Barry Fry?
Assistant
They'd be my managers. And my reserve would be Ian Bennett in goal, because I just think he gave everything for the club. I'd have Stephen Carr, Kenny Cunningham, Kevin Dillon. Kevin Dillon's got to get a shout.
He's down to the big side. Big side, man.
Christophe Dugarry, obviously, and Keith Burchin. I just adored Keith Burchin.
I'm sorry.
Would you not put Forsell in then? No, would you not put Forsell in?
No, purely because I think they were better. I loved him.
I didn't. They were before my time, so I don't know.
He was brilliant, Connor.
So can we just say happy birthday to Marlon King? It's his 41st birthday today.
What a bloke! What a bloke!
And thank you for the t-shirt, for the shirt as well.
Well done, Marlon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you give you a shirt, Azzy?
Yeah, signed shirt. There you go.
Sorry, Tim, I'm not sure if I missed it, mate, but did you say who your captain was?
Archie Gemmell.
Archie Gemmell. Okay, thank you.
Just going back to Mick Hartford, though. Oh my God, what a beast! What a beast!
He'd run through a wall, wouldn't he?
He would. I don't know whether you remember. Years ago, there was a five-a-side tournament that we won, but the only thing I've ever seen
was it Atari.
That's it.
And Mick Harford scored so many goals in that, and he proved that he could play on the deck as well in there. You know, so he was. We had everything for me, Harford.
Yeah.
Good shout here from John Smith coming in. Blake, Dennis, Coton, and Harford. Nowadays, you'd finish with 8 players on the pitch.
yeah.
You will with Archie Gemmill and Kenny Burns as well.
Oh, and Roger Lloyd. And Roger Lloyd.
The opposition had only finished with 3 players.
Can you imagine a Blues Villa game with Grealish against that
lot? Don't break him in arm.
If you're hiding behind the goals. I'm not coming out.
He would get a gold medal. You know, when the guys and the girls do them acrobatics and the flips on the mat. Yeah. He'd get it one of them, and he'd get a gold medal for it in the Olympics.
He would.
Big shout out as well to Robert Hopkins. Paul Devlin. I think Paul Devlin again just typified everything Blues, didn't he? And still does.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah.
And a great player actually.
Big friend of the
show. Great bloke as well. Great.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. But you mentioned Barry Fry there, Tim. You mentioned Barry Fry there, Tim, which leads us nicely, I think, onto our Ooh. So, this week's Ooh is a player that was signed by Barry Fry. I know that doesn't narrow it down.
Being one of about 400.
Got a few thousand,
population of Birmingham.
That's 4 divisions.
So that's the only clue I'm going to give so far.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Keep them build.
Western Sydney. What do you make of them? They probably haven't started as well as they'd hoped.
Yeah, but they haven't been beat. I'm not sure. They've been beat. One loss. Maybe a couple of draws that maybe both games they should have won. So they're going to be smarting a little bit. They're going to be up for it, as they always are. Popper will have them fired up. He's not a shy boy. He doesn't bring a team that doesn't compete ever over here. So it's going to be a tough game. Same as anyone. We've got to be on our mettle.
Long time, isn't it? A week to wait after a loss. I mean, how do you regroup after last week?
Just do the same things you always do. Prepare well, be organised, focused, and just go about our business as we normally go out of business. I think someone said the other day we've won the most games in the A-League out of any team since I've been here. So that's quite impressive.
Can I ask you? I mean,
I know who he is. Obviously, I'm the one who's.
Any idea, Tim?
I've got. But you say Barry Fry signed him.
Yeah, give us, if you think you know who it is, give us the first letter of his surname, because I want to give our guest
G.
No.
G. No?
No.
Shall I say the name then? I was thinking it was, because that's a Geordie lad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's an East, because obviously being an actor, I think on the accent, and that's a Geordie. Yeah. I was thinking Nigel Gleghorn.
No, he wasn't signed by Barry Fry.
No, he was Cooper. Terry Cooper, I think, wasn't he?
Terry Cooper, I think it was. Yeah.
Who was that then?
Do you want to? Should we play it once more, maybe for a little bit shorter?
I'm sorry, I can't get any louder.
Can you get it any louder?
I can't. No, sorry. I don't know what that bit is.
Western Sydney. What do you make of them? They probably haven't started as well as they'd hoped.
Yeah, but they haven't been beat. I'm not sure. They've been beat. One loss. Maybe a couple of draws that maybe both games they should have won. So they're going to be smarting a little bit. They're going to be up for it, as they always are. Popper will have them fired up. He's not a shy boy. He doesn't bring a team that doesn't compete ever over here. So it's going to be a tough game. Same as anyone. We've got to be on our mettle.
Long time, isn't it? A week to wait after a loss. I mean, how do you regroup after last week?
Just do the same things you always do. Prepare well, be organised, focused, and.
I think somebody might have got it, April.
Somebody's got it. Yeah. Somebody's got it. Very well done to Mark Brooks.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
So I just say, why is there an Aussie commentator there?
It's Stan Lazaridis. It's in the barroom, Stan Lazaridis.
Because he was managing Perth Glory.
So he'd gone over to Perth Glory, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Kenny Lowe.
Kenny Lowe.
So yeah, you've probably got no idea, Connor, who that is, have you? So he played in the mid-90s under Barry Fry.
Scored a worldie in his debut, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Goal,
what a goal that was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, doesn't forget he's back heel as well to Ricky Otto for the goal that he scored at Liverpool.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, Paul, do us a favour.
Yeah.
Next week, only for me, can you make it a little bit harder? Been doing this for months, mate, and I ain't got one yet.
Nor me, and I edit them.
Paul?
No, Chris Brown, can I ask a question?
You certainly can.
Does Paul tell you who it is when he sends you the file over?
It's normally in the file, you see, but I have so much to do to prepare for the shows. I don't actually look at it. I just edit it.
What do you have to do to prepare for this show apart from put your metal bucket under your table?
For starters, it's got to be in the right position.
Is it handle to the left or handle to the right?
It's handle to the right, and depending on how excited I get. No.
So come on, then, Tim. Let's say this line for us all. Then what we got to do?
Oh, blimey, I forgot about that. Okay, well, it's basically, let's go for "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn."
Oh, I can do that one.
Okay.
All right, and that's so. Let's hear your "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn."
Here we go. Then, Tim, you pick who's going first.
I think we're going to start with Paul then, as he's just.
Yeah.
He's put you in the book.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
Just say action, and then I'll go.
All right. Okay. So,
have you got a clapper?
Yes.
Yay! I was joking.
He's got one. I want one of them. Come on, Paul.
All right. Quiet on set. Rolling and action.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Not bad.
It's all right.
Not bad, actually.
Cut. We'll get back to you, Paul. So, Chris, I think Mrs. Brown will have a little go, don't you?
Okay.
All right. So, quiet on set. Turn over and action.
Frankly, my dear. Can you wait?
Oh,
he's ruined it.
Sorry.
We'll go again.
25. Take 25.
This is my big moment. You're ruining it.
Ruined moment.
This was your big moment, Chris.
Action, Chris.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Now, come on, beat that.
Connor, your big moment, mate. Come on. Action, Connor.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Big
Not
guy.
bad.
Big guy.
Not bad. So, Mark.
Wait, is it meant to be a girl? Is it meant to be a girl?
No. You did well there, mate. We're going to save Mark. We'll save Nick till the end. So, Mark. Action.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh.
You've all gone. I have to say, you've all gone very posh with this accent.
I thought we were meant to be honest.
You've all gone very posh. So, Nick,
okay then.
are you ready for this? You're going to blow it out of the park, yeah?
Go on. You ready?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's one of Nick's late night phone calls.
It's not fair, is it?
I think you've just about squeaked that with
that 40 Woodbines a day has done it.
Yeah. No, Chris, that was my rehearsal before the show.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
You know, I did my homework. I knew something like this was going to happen, so I thought,
I thought you all did very well, but I think Nick was gone with the wind.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely got the wind.
You know what, Tim? That leads me on to the next subject. I've had liver for my dinner tonight.
You haven't, yeah. Pete Taylor says it sounds like we've all been to Solihull.
All been where?
Solihull.
We've all been Solihull. That's where Tony G's Butchers is.
Nick's the one who makes the cut. Then he's the one who gets to the live shows.
I think he's down to the last three. I think. Yeah.
Have you,
I'm not happy.
Am I going to be on the next performance or something like that? I don't know.
You could be.
Yeah.
The next come through.
It's funny how you all went very posh with your accents. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I just went with what everyone else went with, to be honest.
Nobody did it in that American Southern accent either.
No.
No.
It's a hard one to do.
Yeah.
And can I just say at this point, as is the Brummie, a very hard accent to do. And I've done a few. I've played a few Brummies on TV. Done a few Brummies. That sounds awful. I've played a few Brummies on TV. And
I've done a few Brummies.
Most of my
I've got that bit out as well.
Most of my Brummie mates will tear me a new one when I've done it. So it's not great. But actors, accents are a nightmare for actors. They really are.
Accents aren't a nightmare, Tim. The Birmingham accent is a definite nightmare. It's a definite nightmare.
Well, the trouble is with it is when you ever hear it on television, It's always
It never sounds right.
It's always a real Dumbo or a real twit.
Or Black Country. It's always Black Country, isn't it? Yeah. Black Country.
Well, to be honest, I think the Peaky Blinders struggle with it. I do think
half of them do. You're right. I've never been seen for Peaky Blinders. I'd love to have done it, but my agent never got me in front of Stephen Knight.
Here's a bit of knowledge for you. I got to the second stages of the Peaky Blinders interviews.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Really did. Yeah. You know the young lad who comes into the second season.
No, I've never seen it.
Never seen it. Well, I got to the second stages.
Good man.
Okay.
Well done.
So did thousands of others, but that's more claim to fame.
That's a claim to fame. That's brilliant. And hold on to it.
Connor, did they do an open casting on that? An open audition or something?
I think it was something to do with trying to get people to watch it. There was thousands of people queuing up to do it. And then they just said, yeah, you're through to the second stage. And then they had a Londoner come in and do it.
Yeah.
So
sounds about right.
I think it was a public stunt, to be honest with you.
Probably was, yeah. I'd be surprised if they did an open casting for that show. But well, I mean, they occasionally do, but it's pretty rare they do an open audition like that for a big drama series. It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, you want to see it? It went from Digbuff all the way up to the boring. There's the queue did.
Okay.
Swear to God.
Like the queue for our club shop.
Oh, God.
Well, you mentioned that, Mark. We've renewed our sponsorship with Ball Sports, haven't we? Which is good news.
I believe, that's fantastic. Yeah.
We topped it then.
I hope we get a nice kit next season. You know?
I just want a kit with a bit of quality that doesn't fall apart after you put it in the wash. To be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I mean,
the badge not falling off.
The blue.
It's not royal. It's not royal blue, is it?
No.
No, it's not royal blue.
No.
I mean, I brought the green top. To be honest, I brought the green top, and I think I've worn it once. I've read so many horror stories. I've just put it back in the water.
You're too scared to put it in the wash.
Yeah.
Is that semi-skimmed?
Hey.
The green top, is that semi-skimmed?
Yes.
It's as bad as the audition, that is. Right.
Oh, God.
And Linda wants to know, Tim, when you come up to St Andrews, where do you normally sit?
Wherever I can get a seat, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I've never been a season ticket holder just because it wouldn't be.
That's not practical.
I come up to, if I'm lucky, I come up to 5 or 6 games a year, and I normally try and sit tilting somewhere near the dugout, some opposite the dugouts. You know what I mean? So somewhere in the middle, really. Just because I think you get a better view there. And that's wherever I go. If I go to Wembley,
the main stand, the old main stand, Tim.
The old main stand. Sorry, yeah.
I'm just telling you. So if you do see this screaming old haggard of a woman coming running towards you, and it's
my God, I can imagine the moment.
It's probably Linda Edson. So, there you go. So just thought I'd warn you,
Chris. You've seen the picture that Linda put up of the 2 players running and the analogy of me getting the first round in at bar 8.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand behind him when he gets there and have a camera in my hand.
But I've sat everywhere. I've sat everywhere at stands over the years and stood everywhere at stands over the years. And say again.
Will you do us a favour? Next time you're up and you come into a game, will you let us know so we can all meet up? Yeah,
100%. I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
Question to both of our guests, to Tim and Connor. If you could go back and relive one moment that you was at Blues.
West Ham. Every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the Birmingham. I've got, after we won the final, I collected all the newspapers. I'm in the newspaper for it. I'm in the newspaper for it.
Another claim to fame.
Yeah, but okay. I would say the Carling Cup final, but the West Ham game was just, and even the Villa game, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
the whole build up to it. All 3 of them games are probably the best games I'll never forget. Honestly.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah,
and you too.
Crikey, there's been a lot, I suppose. I think probably 6 hours before the Bolton game, and so I would get on the train and go because I never went to that game. Do you know what I mean? So I'd get up to Bolton. But no, do you know what? I think probably the Bristol City game, the last ever game at St Andrews. Yeah. When we drew 2-2, we were 2-0 down, weren't we? And we drew 2-2. I think that game because there was just something really lovely and special about that.
Yeah.
And I never got a bit of the cop.
No.
You know what game I really enjoyed as well? The Fulham game. When we invaded the pitch after we stayed up and they didn't get... I loved that game. That was a brilliant
game. That was
good. Good game, I was at that one.
I saw Troy Deeney in his Range Rover, and I was a bit drunk at the time. I went, it's Troy. And he did not like the fact that I just called out Troy, and he tried to close his window, and all the fans started running over to Troy Deeney. Then that was brilliant.
Tim, Adam wants to know, have you ever done any TV commercials?
Oh. I did I haven't got a face for commercials. I look like Les Dawson and Ian Dowie, don't I? So I don't get any commercials. I have done 3. I did one in Spain for Calvé Mayonnaise. I did one in France for French Telecom, and I've done one here for Solpadeine Mayonnaise. And if you look at my finger, that finger I broke on set, and I was playing a goalkeeper. And I don't really remember the advert. It was about 15 years ago now. And I was playing a goalkeeper, and I had to leap and catch the ball. And I said, I'm no spring chicken, but Solpadeine helps me get through the game. That was my tagline. And I broke my bloody finger doing the advert. And went into makeup in the first aid tent and said, look, if you got any Solpadeine, because I broke my finger. And they went, we don't use Solpadeine, it's rubbish. So that was that. So I don't get many adverts. My strike rate for adverts was probably about 1 in 100, and my strike rate for drama was 1 in 2. So I'm going to go for drama over commercials, to be honest. Even though the money's good in commercials.
Can I ask you something, Tim?
Yeah.
You know, of all these sort of A-listers you've been around or hung around with, have you ever talked football with anyone who you just wouldn't expect to be into football? You know, like Brad Pitt or anyone?
Well, God, I'm not really hung. To be honest with you, I haven't really hung around that many. I mean, I go on set, work with them, and leave if I'm honest. But Tom Hardy definitely. I mean, he's a big, massive football fan, and I did Legend during the time of the England. What were we doing? It was a cup. It was either the World Cup or the Europeans anyway. And he had his flag outside his Winnebago, and he and I chatted a lot about football. Crikey, most actors, a lot of actors are into their football, to be honest with you. So I do speak about it a lot. I'm one of these saddos. If I hear a Brummie accent, I have to try and make it, because I'm not a Brummie, I have to try and make an excuse to speak to them to see whether they're Villa Blues or Walsall. Do you know what I mean? I can be in Spain on holiday and I'll hear, you're all right, mate, how you doing? And I've got to get over there.
Oh, that's not bad.
Are you Blues or Villa? Are you Blues or Villa? You know, I'm Shrewsbury normally is the answer.
I think you've just turned to Tilton Talk Oscar for that actually.
That's not too bad, actually. That's quite good.
Yeah, did I? But it's funny because I've played Brummies on Doctors. I've done, I think, probably about 11 episodes of Doctors. And they get you to play Brummies on it.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be somewhere just outside Birmingham. Is the story.
Yeah.
And normally they'll say to you, what's your Birmingham accent like? And I give it a go, but I do get torn a new one by various Birmingham. Because I mean, it might sound all right to me. When I do one down here in Salisbury, they'll go, "Oh, yeah, it's great, brilliant Brummie accent, that one, mate." But when I'm in Birmingham, people go, "Yeah, but that's not how we say that." Or do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Have you got many blue shirts, Tim?
Not really. No, I've got an old couple of old ones. I've got the old auto windscreen one kicking about somewhere.
Oh,
I've got the stripy job. What was that one?
Tesco's.
My little boy, who's called Blue. How sad is that? That's his name, Blue.
Brilliant.
He's got some shirts. He's got a couple of away shirts and home shirts. Yeah, but other than that, I'm not really into the shirts so much.
You know what I would have.
Daily Adibola.
You know what I would have liked to last a bit longer. You know, when we had that shirt that come out, I can't remember how many years it had been, but we made a new badge. It was when John Terrell come to us that for the first time. We completely changed the badge to one season. I can't remember what.
The old badge.
I would have loved for that badge to have stayed for a few more seasons. I love that kit. I did. I think that was one of our best kits we've had in years.
Wasn't it?
For me,
sorry, good kit.
Right, old school Birmingham City fan. That badge is sacrament to me, right? And it should always be in the blue and white colours.
Badge, it should always be in that badge.
I actually did like the design of it, right? I'm glad they only did it for the 1 year, yeah? But that badge should be blue, the badge should be white.
No, fair enough.
Cardiff at home Saturday, predictions?
I think we'll win again. I think we will win again.
Yeah.
I'll go for I'm going to go for a draw.
Draw?
I'm going to go 1-1.
If you asked me this 7 games ago, I couldn't say we could win a single game. I'm confident we're going to win most games that we play at the moment, honest to God.
What's the score going to be, Connor?
I'll go 1-0. I'll just go 1-0. Easy. 1-0.
Like that.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a win as well. I think I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
2-0 Blues, yeah. Nick?
3-1.
3-1 Blues.
I reckon.
I'm going to pour a dampener on this one, aren't I?
I was going to say, don't.
I just think that we've worked so hard to get over the line, and I think there will be that kind of buffer that always happens, and I think it'll be 0-0 or they'll nick it. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm worried about going into the following season, because this is exactly what happens. Once we get comfortable.
No, I think it'll be different then, Connor. I think it will, mate, because I think he'll have them buoyed again. But I just think because we've worked so hard to get where we are now, I think this next game is going to be tough.
The thing is, though,
this team is going to be buzzing. It's going to be bubbling.
Fans are going to be
point. They're going to start to find out what St Andrews is all about, and some of them haven't even seen any of us. Ever.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll go for 2-1. But I think Cardiff haven't got anything to play for, have they? They'll be on the beach as well.
We're both on the beach,
yeah. So
it's a tough one to call, actually.
Here we go then, Paul. I can guarantee you something, right? The beach is a damn sight nearer Cardiff than it is Birmingham. We're going to do it, mate. We're going to do it.
Like it. Are you doing the last 15 minutes?
Ladies and gents, we're into the last 15 minutes of the show. And as we have our actor friend here tonight, Mr. Tim Faraday, anything to do with acting and the film industry and a footballer. This, Tim, is where we do a little bit of funny word association at the end of this show. And of course, you'll know all about this if you've seen it. And it's usually where I end up apoplectic and crying my eyes out through laughter. Having just had these hernias done a few weeks ago, I have to be a little bit careful. But you know what? Go for it, guys. Anything to do with the film industry, acting, and football. Off you go.
Oh, my God.
I'll just go through some of the predictions and scores.
Tim, you said, oh, my gosh. You wait 5 minutes till some of you start coming out, mate. I tell you what, you'll be in historical.
Okay, so Steve Portman's gone 6-0. Jason's gone 2-1. John's gone 2-1. Siobhan's gone 2-1 Blues. Paul's gone 2-0. Dave Twine's gone 3-3. Nigel Mann's gone 1-0. Graham Brown's gone 3-0. 2-0 from John Bloor. Mandy Irvin's gone 2-1, sorry. And Trevor John Smith's gone 3-1. And Steve Portman's got an exciting 4-3.
Just to confirm that next week's show...
Yeah, we must.
I have a document right there. I've still got a piece of cold liver left on my plate because I didn't get time to go and wash it off. Should I eat it or should I not eat it?
Don't eat it.
Eat it.
Give it the cat. It's the devil's food.
Smoke it.
Smoke it.
Here we go.
Don't smoke it again.
Smoke it.
Oh, beautiful.
That's disgusting.
Beautiful. Oh.
Is that cold as well?
Cold liver.
Do you think Amazon Prime have missed a trick, or Netflix not making a documentary about us?
Possibly, yeah. If they do it Sunderland, that'd be much funnier than
I think our club, the story behind our club from 2011 onwards or 2010 onwards.
Because I run a little production company, I direct as well, and I want to make a film about blues.
Can we be in it?
It would be embarrassing.
Hang on, sorry, I won the competition. I'm having the leading role here.
I'm sorry, it would be embarrassing, but they have missed the trick not making a documentary about us.
Nick, you could play Nick's ball.
Yeah.
I could play Chris Brown.
I've got a working title. It's called Singing the Blues, and I've written a treatment for it.
Wow.
And I have actually spoken to one or two people that might be interested in picking it up. It's called Singing the Blues. It's about the life of Birmingham City, which, let's be honest, is utterly ridiculous. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Can we do a scene? Can we do a scene when we go back to Wembley? Can we do a scene when we go back to Wembley and watch Obafemi Martin score that goal again?
Yeah, we can.
I'll play him.
Really
get David Harewood to play the Obafemi.
Of course, because he's a big blue nose as well, isn't he?
Massive blue nose.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Even a better idea, doing a historical thing about the football club. The biggest thing about that football club is its fans. And nobody, unless you're a Birmingham City fan, knows what that club means to you.
Absolutely right.
What that club means to you. You know, it can make you cry, it can make you smile, it can make you laugh, it can make you angry, you can bring out every single emotion in your body. Yeah,
But I wouldn't change it.
No, not a chance.
Not
I
at
wouldn't
all.
change it for anything.
This is the most important thing, Connor, right? Is capturing the sentiments of Birmingham City fans. Win, lose, draw, cups, relegations, promotions, owners in.
We're there. We're always there.
Yeah.
There was a wonderful book written a few years ago. I mean, I'm kind of fascinated by the whole ethos around football hooliganism and all of that. And as an actor, it fascinates me. And there's a lot of films made like Green Street and Football Factory, which I was down to the last two to play one of the big characters in that. What's it? Green Street, ID. Apex to Zulu is a book about blues and the blues firm. I don't know whether you've come across it. And I'd love to get hold of that book and do a comedy version of that, because all the hooligan films have been made. There's no point making another one.
Well, we did make it into Green Street.
Version of Apex to Zulu.
We did make it into Green Street, didn't we?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, we did get a bit in it. We did get a little bit.
We was in ID as well, weren't we? Weren't our coach going past the pub and they all started throwing bottles
it was one-eyed Baz, weren't it? He got the slip knife out to the American geezer. I'm pretty certain.
Okay, here we go then. Here we go. Breaks and Andy Legg. Ndoy story. The Dukes of Hazzard. Granger's in the Mist. I'm a variety son. Ollie, don't get that. Never annoying story. A Wayne Bridge too far. Peter Oscar-Good, Heart to Heart. Hogan's Run. Cinema Pongo. Chris Kamara Actions. Oh yeah, I get that.
Does anybody remember Dan Scar who went to Warsaw?
Yeah.
What about Scar Wars?
Well,
yeah.
Or
Dan Scarface.
What about Obafemi Martin Scorsese?
Good.
Yeah. Not brilliant. Just good. Not brilliant.
Who was the French lad that played for us?
Before I forget as well, next week's show is on Tuesday, the 4th of May, not Monday, because it's bank holiday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and we're joined by Martin Taylor.
We are.
Oh, great.
That'd be a good one.
Okay.
That'd be a good one, yeah.
Are you going to bring up the Eduardo situation or no?
Oh,
yeah, probably.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Question time, ladies and gents. I found some more liver.
Oh, great.
Oh, my God.
Crocodile Dundee United.
Laurie
Here's a good
Jonathan Hunt for Red October.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good one. Yeah. I like this one. Lorimer and Hardy. Sadly, just passed away. Didn't it? The Karen Brady Bunch.
Oh, very good.
I don't get that one. Hogan's Heroes. I will play Mr. Fixer. Oh, no, that's something else. Here. Nottingham Forest Gump.
What a name.
That's probably the winner so far, isn't it? Andy Breaker Leg.
Who did the Nottingham Forest Gump one?
Mark Brooks.
I think we need to retire this now as well, because last week's toy shop and Mr. Paul Tato head will never be beaten. That'll never ever be beaten.
That's only the second time I've wet myself.
Yeah, I was laughing at that. For about 2 days after.
Live. Lion King.
Oh, good. That's good.
I like that one.
That's good, isn't it? Ian Rush's Rob Greenscreen. There we go.
What?
That's awful. That is.
Come on. Last of the Sooner Wine.
Here's a question. What people are thinking. Goal of the season this season so far.
This season.
Yeah.
You know what? Sunichi's goal. Actually, that was last season. Got to be Jukes. Wait, was it?
Well, yeah, Jukes, because what it meant. But I think the two that Terrell got.
Oh, Reading.
Yeah. What about?
Sanchez's goal. Sanchez
was a good goal.
Sanchez's goal. Yeah, Sanchez's goal.
What was you saying, Paul?
I just said Sanchez at Cardiff. Sanchez at Cardiff.
Yeah, 100%. The thing is, we shouldn't have lost that game either. We were 2-1 up after that. It just fell apart again, didn't it? Because of crank.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Tom and Jerry Gill.
Like it.
Tom and Jerry Gill.
Somebody has put a lot of thought into that.
That's good.
Here we go. The Zarate Kid.
Good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mark Life Over Mars. Saving Private Hogan. The Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
I'm choking on my liver.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Andy Carrolls. Falling Greg Downs.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Debbie Does Dong. Oh, somebody's done it again.
What was that one?
I'm not going to repeat that one, I'm afraid.
Can't repeat that one.
Somebody just slipped that one in. Send the bishop to the
That's the
barmaid.
winner as well for me, that is.
Okay, Debbie Does Dong. Scooby-Doo Gary.
Scooby-Doo Gary, yeah.
Scooby-Doo Gary. Brilliant.
I'm going to survive this episode.
Here's another good one. Tony Towers Inferno.
Hang on, I can't hear.
I'm going to try one. The 40-year-old Serbian. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Nick, did you get that one?
No.
Tony Towers Inferno.
Tim, what lies ahead for you this week, mate? You got to go back up to Scotland, did you say, this week?
No, not this week, actually. I've got... I trained as a paramedic years ago, and I still do a bit of that, privately. So I look after... I managed to blag my way into a few Blues games over the years as a paramedic, just putting the old yellow top on and sneaking in with the guys. So I've got a couple of paramedic bits and bobs that I'm doing. So I'm doing a horse event at the weekend. So that I've got that, and then the following week I'm going back to Scotland for the rest of the filming. So I do have a day job in between. When most actors do. Have a day job in between. Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's good. Cool.
Can I ask you a question? When you blagged it and didn't pay to get into the Blues with your yellow coat on,
The big famous actor blagging his way into the Blues.
Done it a few times there, and I tell you.
and the ball was in the penalty area, and somebody flaked out behind him. What choice is it? Is it the human or
Right.
the football?
I got to tell you this then. I mean, I was there for the Fulham game as a paramedic because it was rammed. I couldn't get a ticket.
Yeah.
So I could have done, but I just rang up the company that I know, the guys that run the company that were doing the first aid. They don't do it anymore. It's changed. And I rang them up and said, can I come in? Can I put a flurry on and come in? And they let me in. So and I was on the pitch with all the players afterwards. It was fantastic. But Brentford, when we lost 5-1, the guy that used to run the medical company at Brentford for their games, I know very well. And he let me come, put my jacket on. And I was so angry, I got thrown out.
Oh, did you?
They threw me out. I was stood with the Blues fans behind one of the goals and in my paramedic top, and I was getting so frustrated with the way we were playing. One of the police came over and went, "Are you supposed to be working here, mate? Or are you, what are you doing?" I'm a paramedic. He went, "No, you're not." He said, "You should be over there with the other paramedics. What you do? You just put that jacket on, haven't you?" So they threw me out. The stewards came and got me, threw me out. That was Brentford.
Probably put that Birmingham accent on while you were selling it.
No, I didn't. But maybe I should have done. But that was hilarious. But yeah, I've watched Blues through all over the place as a paramedic as well, just to sort of sneak in, really, especially in London.
On that subject, Nigel Mann's asking if you were ever in Casualty.
I've been in Casualty 5 times, different characters.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was in a couple of weeks ago.
You should have said that, Tim.
I was in Casualty after the Brentford game.
Yeah, you should have said that. You should have said that.
You know what, though, Tim? The absolute essence of this show is capturing these stories, right? Which we would never, ever have known, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not with just you. That's with every guest that we have every single week. Like,
I've got so many, Nick.
Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. And it is... Hang on. Chris Brown alert. Go.
Some like it hotter.
Sorry, mate.
Some like it hotter.
Like it hotter.
I like Pete Taylor's that's just come in. Remember Yuri Yarosik?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yarosik Park.
Yeah, good one. I'm ever so sorry to our YouTube listeners as well.
You know what? He had a lot of promise, and he just didn't fulfill it, did he?
Mark Harland on YouTube says Bernard Empire of the Sun.
I like that one.
And he also says Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Jurassic Sun Park. Texas Chainsaw.
What about you, Connor? What lies ahead this week for you, Connor? You on the?
Yeah, sorry.
What lies ahead for you this week?
I start a new company on Wednesday, so this couldn't have come at a better time, really. I've had the day off today.
Okay, what are you doing?
Good luck. Yeah. Starting a new
What are you
company
doing
on
as of
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
As of Wednesday, I'm on the digger. I was a ground worker beforehand, but I'm on the diggers as of Wednesday.
Do you call your digger a name? People call their cars a name.
What, like Brenda?
Nah. just trust my tattoo.
I'd have to call mine Davis.
Can you get away with can you get away with like watching Netflix or something as well while you're working and put it on the screen or something? Put your phone on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on his building, right?
That's all I have to say. You can set your phone up to the Bluetooth, yeah. But
I had a camper van once. It was smashed to pieces, but one side of it was pristine, and I called that Ted McMinn because it was great down one side, but the rest of it was
Yeah.
What a machine he was, though, Ted McMinn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know.
You know, he would. I'd be in the cop, yeah, and he would be in the penalty area, in the Tilton, and you couldn't see the goal. He was that wide. He was massive. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and girls and boys, I'm awfully sorry to have to do this for you. You know what? We could talk all night again, as always, every single week. But wow, what another week it's been in the history of the Tilton Talk Show. It's only made by the people that listen to it. It's not about us. It never has been. It never will be. And if it ever got to that stage where, you know, then I'd chuck it. I'd be done with it, because it is done for our fans of our football club. And when I say our football club, it's yours, it's mine, it's Tim's, it's Mark's, it's Connor's, it's Chris's, and it's every single one of you out there. It's yours. It doesn't really to our awful owners and one thing and another. And let's just hope and pray that, you know what, we can get somebody in who has a passion and who has the desire and the care to nurture our football club back to where we want it to be. That may not necessarily be the Premier League, right? But it's just about stability for us as Birmingham City fans. We want stability. That's all we crave, right? We've had 10 years of upheaval, 10 years of complete and utter upheaval. And it's about time football authorities got hold of the game and sorted this cack out, because it ain't good enough, right? It ain't good enough for people like Connor, like Mark, like Paul, like Chris, like me, like Tim, and like each and every single one of you. It simply isn't good enough. And as for your ESL, well, that lasted a long time, didn't it?
Can I say one thing quickly?
Quickly.
Would you even want Blues to go to the Premier League?
Stop. You said one word and you asked for one thing.
What? We've got 20 seconds.
Would you even want Blues back in the Premier League full time with VAR?
Yes. Yeah.
I'd like it for one season for the money, and I'd love to go back to the Championship. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Feed the Thunder. And anyway, ladies and gents, we really
got my ice cream story. We'll have it next time.
Yeah. Tim, give your story quickly. Go on. You got
no, it's too long. It's too long, Nick. I'll have to come back on.
Can you do it in sign language?
Tim, Paul says, can you have 4 carvers and 3 pints, please? Good night.
Very good.
Ladies and gents, this has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boyle Sports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, and of course the Tilton Talk Show too. Thank you for your support, and thank you for continuing with Birmingham City Football Club, and probably with us next year, but Chris has got a contract to write before we get to that details. And also thank you to the Borsley Labour Club, Accessi Blues, our lovely friends over there, Blues Trust, the Garrison Coffee Company. Have I missed anybody out, Chris?
No, but make sure you sign that letter.
That letter, get on the Tilton Talk letter only if you agree with the words. Do not sign it if you think you're going to be one of these people. Yeah, sign that. No, read it. No. Read it, because it's important that you read it, because the words that have been written have come from inside the hearts of blue people. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Hipkiss.
Good night, all. Keep right on.
Thanks,
Cheers
Paul,
for having us, boys. Cheers for having us, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, wait for your introduction, Connor, because you're jumping the gun there a bit, mate, and I'm a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor.
Good night,
Cheers for having us, lads.
Top man, thanks for being with us tonight, mate. It's been a blast. Mark Adams.
Have a good week, everybody. Stay safe. Keep right on.
Nice one. And keep up the good work in the NHS, buddy. The one and only Mrs. Brown. What a person this is. And from myself, good night. God bless. Keep right on and take care. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Monday, 7:30 to 9. Ladies and gentlemen, the last few words tonight from, wow, what a guest, the one and only Mr. Tim Faraday.
Thanks for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed every moment of it, and keep right on to the end of the road. And I hope there's more joys than sorrows for all of us. Take care.
Absolutely. Where do I post that tenner through for winning that competition?
Les Dawson. God.
Les Dawson. You know what? Chris Rabbit show. And we give thanks on the Talk page of all the later, like we did for that squirrel. For Les Dawson. One and only Les Dawson. Good night, God bless. Take care. We'll see you next week.
There at the end of the